All right, so moving on to the final segment, I'll be sharing my fight prediction for this weekend's fight taking place in the sport of boxing between Deontay Wilder and Zhilei Zhang. So this is going to be an absolute banger in the heavyweight division between two hitting KO artists between Deontay Wilder and Zhilei Zhang. I'm looking at this 5-on-5 matchroom pay-per-view card, and it's very unfortunate that we will not be. This fight was supposed to take place on the card regardless, and it was actually supposed to be the co-main event. But it's very unfortunate that we will not be seeing Arthur Beterbiev versus Dimitri Bivol for an undisputed championship fight at the light heavyweight division. Unfortunately, Arthur Beterbiev has been sidelined with the injury. We will have to wait for another 50-50 undisputed championship fight until Arthur Beterbiev recovers. But man, if that fight was on the card, it would even make this weekend even more interesting in the sport of boxing. But Deontay Wilder versus Zhilei Zhang should be a very fun fight. Now, these are my storylines heading into this fight. Which fighter can bounce back from their previous loss against Joseph Parker? You look at Deontay Wilder's last appearance in the sport of boxing. He fought Joseph Parker in December. He lost. You look at the month of March in the spring on the Anthony Joshua, Francis Ngannou card, Zhilei Zhang lost to Joseph Parker. So we're seeing two guys in their last appearances lost to the same guy. So we're going to see which fighter can bounce back after their losses against Joseph Parker. Now, can Deontay Wilder get back to being that mean, ferocious, dangerous KO artist that we all known and loved in the sport of boxing? Can he get back to that? Because the difference between Zhilei Zhang losing to Joseph Parker, which I'll get up to in a few moments, but Deontay Wilder's loss was way worse. We've never seen Deontay Wilder gun shy, afraid, and lost in a boxing ring before like this. He was dismantled and dominated by Joseph Parker for round 1 to round 12. And if he performs like this, he's even came out and stated in an interview in the last few days that if we see that same Deontay Wilder that we saw against Joseph Parker, he will strongly consider retirement from the sport of boxing. And I don't think me personally, I don't think that Deontay Wilder is ready to walk away from boxing just yet. Yes, it takes a lot out of you going 3 straight fights against the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury. And the same thing can be said with Tyson Fury going up against Deontay Wilder. But I just think deep down inside, we're not going to see that same Deontay Wilder that we saw against Joseph Parker. But that's a storyline to look out for. If Deontay Wilder of the old will show up, or Deontay Wilder that we previously just saw against Joseph Parker will show up. Now, that's my tale of the tape for the fight. You have Deontay Wilder, who is 43. He has 43 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw to his resume. He has 42 victories coming away of knockout. He stands at 6'7" and has a reach advantage of 83 inches. Now, you look at Zhilei Zhang. Zhilei Zhang has 26 victories, 2 losses to his resume. He has 21 victories come away of knockout, currently stands at 6'6" and has a reach advantage of 78 inches. So the height and the reach goes to Deontay Wilder. So that's going to be something to look forward to in this fight. How Deontay Wilder's reach and height plays out against Zhilei Zhang. Now, these are my following game plans for each respective fighter to follow. Starting off with Zhilei Zhang. I feel like Zhilei Zhang is going to have to stay out of the way of the dangerous right hand of destruction that Deontay Wilder has. Now, the only man in boxing, in the heavyweight division, that we've seen Deontay Wilder in the ring with that has gotten up countless times suffering from the right hand of destruction is the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury. There's only one man that's been able to sustain that power and get back up several times and continue to fight and not quit. I don't think anybody's really built to do that. So Zhilei Zhang's best way of winning this fight is to avoid the dangerous right hand of destruction that Deontay Wilder has. Secondly, Zhilei Zhang cannot fade away in fights. Now, this is what I was referring to earlier. of the loss, how Zhilei Zhang lost to Joseph Parker. He faded away in the later rounds of that fight. If you guys looked at that fight, he was in the co-main event. Those two were in the co-main event of the Francis Ngannou and Anthony Joshua card. Zhilei Zhang dropped Joseph Parker twice in that fight, but got outboxed and just didn't have the cardiovascular endurance to have the winning will to win. He just believed that he did enough dropping Joseph Parker twice. He did enough to win the fight. But that was not the case because Joseph Parker outboxed him as the later rounds went on in that fight. So it's going to be important for Zhilei Zhang to dig down deep into the cardiovascular gas tank and have the will to win and not get lazy as the later rounds go on like he did against Joseph Parker. Last but not least, I do believe that Zhilei Zhang is going to have to make Deontay Wilder respect his power very early in this fight. When he felt Joseph Parker's power, when Deontay Wilder felt Joseph Parker's power, I really feel like that's what made Deontay Wilder freeze in the boxing ring. There was a lot off with him that night. Like I said, he was gun shy, very hesitant to pull the trigger, was not aggressive. And if he could do that and do the same thing that Joseph Parker did to Deontay Wilder in the early rounds, make Deontay Wilder respect your power, slow him down, don't even let him put his foot on the gas pedal in this fight, he has a good chance of winning this fight. Now, my game plans for Deontay Wilder to follow. Use the right-handed instruction. You have no choice but to use the right-handed instruction. It's made you famous. It's made you have 42 victories come away of knockout. It's earned you a 97% knockout ratio in your boxing career. You got to live and die by the right hand. And I feel like he's got to have no choice but to use it several times if he wants to defeat Zhilei Zhang, a very great and determined heavyweight that is trying to avenge his loss that he just had against Joseph Parker. Now, Deontay Wilder is also going to have to use his height and reach advantage to his advantage to win this fight. And I feel like I just said a few moments ago, he's got the height and the reach advantage over Zhilei Zhang. He's going to have to use that in this fight. Maybe even have to outbox Zhilei Zhang. We don't know how this fight's going to go. I think he's going to have to do that if he wants to be successful in this fight. And last but not least, Deontay Wilder cannot start off slow. Because if he starts off slow and doesn't come out the gates aggressive, and if he's showing that he's gun shy once again and not aggressive, he starts off slow, not only is he going to lose to Zhilei Zhang, but he could be on the verge of a devastating knockout loss in the sport of boxing, left being cold on the canvas, wondering what happened, what went wrong, trying to answer to the referee's 10 count, not getting back up to his feet. It's going to be important for Deontay Wilder to start off fast, start off aggressive, and be ruthless and aggressive. The old Deontay Wilder that we all know. But this fight's going to be really close. This could go either way here. But I'm going to go with Deontay Wilder to win this fight by knockout against Zhilei Zhang. I just believe that Deontay Wilder is going to use his height and his reach advantage and his power to get back on track against Zhilei Zhang. I do believe we will see the old Deontay Wilder, the mean, ruthless aggression Deontay Wilder that we all love, the heavyweight boxer, one of the best heavyweight boxers of this generation that we've seen. I feel like Deontay Wilder will get back on track this weekend against Zhilei Zhang. But I will say, if Deontay Wilder does not have that killer mode, the old Deontay Wilder we know, and he comes out there and has that same attitude, that same boxing style that he had against Joseph Parker, gun shy, not aggressive, he's going to get knocked out in this fight. So I feel like Deontay Wilder knows if he has another performance like he did against Joseph Parker this weekend against Zhilei Zhang, he's going to retire or strongly consider retiring from the sport of boxing. But I feel like Deontay Wilder has at least one more win left in him. And who knows, one win could set up possibly for a lot of big fights in the heavyweight division. So this weekend is very important for Deontay Wilder. I think he's going to get back on track and knock out Zhilei Zhang this weekend in the sport of boxing. But that is all the time I have for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. This is your host, Thomas Tyree, signing off. And I'll see you guys on next week's episode.